Welcome to another episode of Land Rats. This week we're getting the trailer and the truck ready for a 600 kilometer track down to Durban, so stay tuned. There wasn't an episode last week because we drove down to Durban. We were running a bit dry on footage, so I didn't want to just chommel around with the video, but hope you enjoyed this one and we'll try to keep them regular. If you've been enjoying our channel, why don't you just roll on over to our Patreon and buy us a beer.
We're busy sorting out the brakes on the trailer for our trip to Durban. So I'm busy just sorting out the air brakes quickly. You gotta connect the Suzy cables onto the truck and see how they work. So now at the moment the brakes are working. You see the wheels are loose. They're supposed to be loose. They're lost now. Gonna test the brake quickly. See the wheel is freewheeling. I replaced the rubber pipes because they all were cracked. Brika! See how it works there. Maak los! The brakes are working 100%. See what the old pipes were looking like. Old pipes were cracked and they leaked and what so I've replaced the pipes on them. Now I just got to sort out the taillights. Stop it, brake! The brake light there works. Just got to sort out the brakes at the back here.
Now that the brakes were working and the lights were working, we decided to take the car down to Durban just to scope out the road conditions and also see if there's any traffic cops lurking around, because we wanted to sneak it down through the night, but it ends up being not good enough. So have a look. What's happened now?
Busy organizing the permits to get our truck and the boat down to Durban.
Looks like doing it illegal is a bit more of a hassle than doing it legally.
No, we're going to try and do it legally. We're going to get the right permits and everything's going to be right. We just got a bit of work to do because we've got to put abnormal, because it's too wide. The loads in South Africa is 2.6 meters and we're running 3.3 meters, so we're too wide. So we've got to put abnormal signs on and flags and yellow lights, and you've got to have an escort driver.
That's me.
No, that's Tommy. So somebody's going to drive at the back. We're just thinking of modifying the Mini, so that'll look cool. Having the Mini behind with the abnormal sign. The abnormal sign is going to be bigger than the Mini.
We've got a bolt there, so we have the actual width of the boat. We've got to modify it a bit because this is an abnormal load to legally get it down there. So a couple of stickers and stuff needed, and boards and whatnot, flags. But we'll get to that soon.
We're busy preparing the truck to tow down the trailer. We mounted the fifth wheel on the back here, but now it looks a bit flimsy here. So we're going to reinforce it. I'm going to put that channel in there and this channel here. So we're going to bolt it down that side there and that side there.
When the trailer's on here, it separates a bit here because these
slightly at the back, so we want to reduce that so that it's more stiffer. So I've V'd out I've V'd out the bracket here, so we're going to weld that with a CO2 welder there, and then we've also got the bolts in there. We're going to bolt it down as well, just to make it a bit stiffer. And then we've got to make up the abnormal boards, because it's going to be abnormal load because it's 3.3 meters wide and we only allowed I think 2.6 meters, so we've got to have abnormal load.
Little red flags
And
to celebrate our trip down to Durban.
Everything. So we're going to also do it ourselves. We've just applied for the permits. Then I'm going to do it to save a bit of money. All is about saving a little bit of money. Eh? See, now I've bolted in the sections I'm going to reinforce it with. I've V'd it out. See there, I'm going to give it some, fill it in there, weld it in there, fill it in there, and then also I'm going to give it a couple of other welds just there and there, just to make it stronger. So hopefully this will work. Welded in the reinforcing. You can see it's not the nicest looking weld, but I'll keep an eye on it and see how it lasts. It takes up the strain, so it keeps it nicely, I think. We'll have to just keep an eye on this welding here, because this is a stress point at the top here. If it's going to break, it's going to break at the top there, with the weight of the trailer at the back. It's got a little triangle, the triangle at the back, which makes it strong in that section there, and then it's just that section there between the triangle there and the axle at the back that we've got the reinforcing. But I think it'll work. We'll keep an eye on it. Now that's done. Now next thing is we start making the abnormal signage.
What's with the old steel laying around?
We've got to make abnormal signs for the front of the truck and for the back of the trailer. So it's going to be on the front of this truck and the back of the boat trailer. So this is the first one we made of the steel we had lying around here. So this is one couple of times around the block. But we recycle and reuse old scrap steel. So we're busy cutting. This is a frame I used to have for something, and now we're busy cutting this up to make another sign for the vehicle. primer on the bare metal.
Make it look pretty. Please don't arrest us. Frame's looking a bit better after some paint. And either he's passed out from drinking too much or he's trying to fit another frame. Can you speak? I think it's the beer then.
What you doing, Tommy?
Painting.
Show me the scars. Look at the scar on his hand there.
Ouch.
Burnt him. That's what happens if you don't concentrate in the class. Your dad burns you with a welder. I'm sure he'll get even with me sometime.
Now that those things are attached, we're gonna move the boat in and start attaching the frames to it as well. You might have seen we bumped the solar arch there a bit, but no biggie. We're anyway planning on putting some supports there. Doesn't look like it bent too much, just the panel on the right hand side came a bit loose, so I fixed that up again. And now we're welding in pieces to attach the abnormal climber at the back of the trailer. We've got these bolts welded to the back end of the trailer now, and this is the frame that's going to go there. We've got our holes there, it fits nicely. We've got to get a new chevron plate. You see we removed that one. We've got to put a new one at the top there. A couple of other small things, got to attach the number plate again, but then the trailer is basically ready to go down. This is also the one that goes at the top of the van. We won't be taking the Mini, unfortunately. We need some packing space, and over the next couple of days we'll just get boards printed over here that says abnormal, but you'll see them when we take the boat down in a week or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. We also still need to fix a couple of other things, like put some new yellow tape here on the side, just make it a bit more presentable, because this is Africa after all and we don't want to get hassled for no reason. So yeah, but it's basically ready to go.
The only problem I see with this trailer is if it, you know, there's no support. You know, if I had to stop urgent, you know, emergency stop, the whole thing might move forward, because there's nothing to stop it from moving forward. So I'm going to put a bit of a stay in there. You see there where I've cleaned it there. I'm going to put a stay in towards that, like that. There I'm busy with the stay, busy welding that up quickly, and then we can weld that in. So I'm sure that'll be fine. It's mounted on wood at the bottom there, the keel. There's only 2 places, so I'm sure that'll be alright.
Yeah, that support is in. It's actually been in for a while, so it served its function. We've been checking it while we've been moving the boat in and out over the last couple of weeks, and looks to be working well. You can see some of the stands here have a bit of a gap because of the moving of the boat. So we've started putting in wooden pieces where it doesn't touch. These are just at the moment, because the trailer is not on the truck. The boat's tilting a bit backwards, but as soon as it drops a bit, then it presses on there as well. But this one we put a piece of wood in and a couple of other things as well. That's our episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to check out our links in the description. Roll on over to our Patreon and we'll see you again next week. Maybe.